Hello everyone, this is Shakti Ayyappan. So, we are going to dwell into one of the famous cyber attacks, which is phishing. So, before entering into the concept, let me tell you an example. So, just imagine a scenario like what happens if all your data gets breached just because you made a single click. Scary, right? So, that's what phishing attack actually is. So, let's quickly move into the concept. Yes, this will be the agenda where I've included the basic level understanding of what actually phishing attack is and the anatomy. And I've also included the types of phishing with its impact, and I've also attached a real life scenario with its mitigations and conclusions. So let's quickly jump to the introduction part. So, phishing is a type of cyber attack in which malicious actors use deceptive tactics to trick individuals into revealing the sensitive information. So, these attackers often use social engineering techniques. Social engineering is nothing but exploiting the human error in order to reveal the sensitive information. So, that's all about phishing. So, let's move on to the anatomy of a phishing attack. So the anatomy of the phishing attack basically involves impersonation. So impersonation is all about a cyber criminal who's posing as a trusted entity to deceive individuals into sending personal information, financial information, etc. So the deceptive content involves sending fraudulent elements such as DNS spoofing or email spoofing. So basically, it's all about malicious links or attachments and social engineering techniques as well as a spoofed email address. Okay, so let's move on to the types of phishing attacks. So it's basically six type of important phishing attacks. So the first one we're going to talk about is phishing attack. So it's basically conducted over a voice communication channel. So primarily phone call. So this attack is actually done over a phone call. So in a phishing attack, cyber criminals use deception to manipulate individuals into revealing sensitive information. So let's tell you an example. So for example, you're receiving a phone call from a bank's customer service. Okay, so he also claims that he's a bank's representative, and he's also calling and telling you that that your account is in suspicious activity and is in a risk of compromise. So he urges you to give him all your contact credit card information details in order to save your account. So that's how phishing attack actually works. Okay, so let's quickly move on to the smishing attack. So yes, smishing is a short message service and refers to a form of phishing attack conducted through text messages. So you have experienced receiving these text messages in your mobile phones. So I'll tell you an example. Just imagine that you're receiving a text message from a popular online shopping. Okay, so the message already says that you have won a special prize and a link to claim the reward. Okay, and the link actually urges you to quickly secure the offer. Okay, so the website which is attached. So that actually prompts you to a secure website which will guide you in order to claim the prize. Okay, so that's what actual phishing happens. So the malicious website actually leads you in order to gain all your personal information. So in order to be safe from these type of phishing attack, we have to be very conscious in clicking these kind of messages or responding to the emails, responding to the calls, etc. Okay, so let's move on to whaling attack. So, a whaling attack is a special type of phishing attack that targets high profile employees, such as the CEO of the organization. So, for example, imagine that you are the CEO of the organization. So, you're receiving an urgent email claiming to be the higher ranking executive from your organization. So, that email actually says immediate financial action to secure the business deal. So, as a CEO of an organization, you are quite convinced with the email because it includes the project names and the client codes and every secret codes that are available on your personal space. Okay, so you are completely convinced that that is from a legitimate person of your organization. So that's how whaling attack works. Okay, so let's quickly move on to the next, which is farming. So pharming is a type of phishing attack that involves redirection of website traffic to fraudulent or malicious websites. So it's basically an extended version of a phishing attack. Okay, so unlike phishing, which relies on deceptive emails or messages to trick individuals, this pharming is based on the DNS servers, directly affects the DNS, which is a fundamental, so directly affects that. So that is known as pharming. So I'll tell you an example which can relate. So uh, assume that you are using an online shopping website. So we'll name it as shopwow.com. So the attackers basically conducted a farming attack already that you never know. So what the innocent user does is the users are actually prompted to the enter the details in the malicious website. So we don't know that the website is breached. So we the innocent users click on the website and redirects ourselves to the malicious websites, and we enter all your details and our data are compromised. So that's how farming attack works. Okay, so let's move on to spear phishing. So in order to be safe from these kind of attacks, it's mandatory for the website the holders in order to keep their antivirus updates in place, and the strong DNS security measures needs to be implemented. Okay, so let's quickly move on to the spear phishing. So let's say you work for a tech company. Okay, so before that, we'll see the definition. So it's a targeted form of phishing attack where cyber criminals tailor their deceptive tactics to a specific individual, group, or organization. So we'll go to an example. So you work for a technical company. Okay, so the attacker wants to gain access to your credentials. So what he does is he searches for you in all your profiles and publicly available information and gathers everything. Okay, and armed with this information, he actually crafts an email that claims to be from your manager. Okay, the reference of it is about the recent project you have done. Okay, so the message shows that provide me the feedback on a critical document, and the malicious link is attached to it. So listen, the goal of it is to exploit the trust you have with your colleagues or supervisors. Okay, so in order to be prevent these kind of attacks, make sure that you use a separate trusted communication channel to verify the legitimacy of the email. Okay, so that's how spear phishing attacks can be mitigated. Okay, so let's move on to the final types of phishing attack, which is angler phishing. So angler phishing is a type of phishing that targets social media users. So the hacker creates a fake social media account and pretends to be a customer service employee who's working for a company. Okay, so multiple attack techniques are in order to gain access. Okay, so you receive an email from Facebook, so suspicious activity, and verify the identity by clicking the link. So that's what you get. So see the email spoofing done and a compelling message and attachment or embedded link is given. So for example, just imagine that you are using your Facebook account or anything. So see you have ordered something through that, and you have some issue with the product. So you comment on a publicly available comment boxes or feedback boxes. So what the attacker actually does is he just makes use of this and he contacts you directly. So what as a person user you'll think that the customer call is actually from the legitimate company. So that's not. So that's how angler phishing works. Okay. So these are the important types of phishing attacks that are very common. Okay. So let's quickly move on to a real life scenario. So meet Sarah. She is an ambitious professional actively searching for new job opportunities. So that's normal, right? So the email claims to have found her impressive profile on a professional networking site. So the email details like a promise says that it provides a promising attractive salary, remote work options, and impressive benefits are given. So there is a sense of urgency also. So Sarah is urged to reply quickly to secure the position. So in her eagerness, she clicks on the link provided and to review the more details about the job. Let's see where it goes. So the link actually leads her to what appears to be company's official website. So the website actually prompts Sarah to upload her resume and fill out each and every details of her. So believing she's on a verge of a fantastic opportunity. So she doesn't know that the entire job offer and the website were meticulously crafted by cyber criminals. So the fake job offer was designed to exploit her desire for career growth and lure her into a phishing trap. Okay, so let's see what are the impacts of Sarah's actions. Yes, the impact of Sarah's actions would be identity theft. All her details would get compromised. And the financial fraud, repeated phishing emails are shares already entrapped with a particular phishing email. It might also cause reputational damage for in her industry. So these are the impacts that could happen just because you made a single click. So think about it and act accordingly. So yes, let's go with the mitigations. So email filtering is one of the best technique that blocks phishing attacks. So we can use, for example, Microsoft Defender for Office 365 can help block access to some of the known phishing sites. You can use Proofpoint email protection also that uses machine learning and real-time analysis to detect. Okay, so SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. So having these three in place can help mitigate any of the phishing attacks. Let me show you an example. Yes, SPF, SPF pass. Okay, let's move and see. You can use this SPF, DKIM, and DMRC pass. So this proves that the email is safe and it is legitimate. Okay, so this is how we check for SPF, DKIM, and DMRC as a as a basic level of understanding. And yeah, next is user authentication authorization is important. Adding a extra layer of security can help, and security awareness training is mandatory so that users can educate themselves on the current evolving threats. Okay, web filtering and URL scanning. So I have this particular slide for URL scanning websites, and I'll show you later. And security patching has to be done for sure, which is SIEM solutions. So these solutions can be used in order to monitor the activity that has been coming. So, for example, Splunk and IBM QRadar can be used in order to record the log activity. And endpoint detection and response can be used in order to improve the security posture of the organization. Okay, so these are the basic level mitigations that needs to be done in order to mitigate these kind of threats as a beginner. So we'll move to the websites. Yes. So see, I've added these three websites which can help you to find any of the phishing attacks. So let's move with the two websites. So yes, so I've already have it. So this is virus total. So feel free to paste any of the URL or IP address, domain or file hash you find suspicious. So feel free to type here and let me give you dot. Wait, I will give wikipedia.org. So that will show me some of the details. So that can help us to find more about it. And there is another website called Have I Been Pawned? So feel free to paste your email address here and check if your email address is in a data breach. Okay, so these are the two methods you may find helpful in order to find the phishing attacks. So, yes, in conclusion, the fight against phishing requires a multi-pronged approach. So, while the threat landscape evolves, so does our defense. So, with continuous education and updated security protocols and a proactive approach, we can stay one step ahead of these cyber criminals. So, we must remain informed, skeptical, and adaptable to navigate the ever-changing landscape of online security. So, these are my references. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for listening.